Move to melee attack enemies that are out of range. Display your name above your character's head in game. This does not affect how you see people. How people see your character. Enemies flash on hit. Enemies variables turn white to provide feedback when they're being hit. Add shadows to small objects such as grass. Grass density off. I'm just gonna play it on the lowest possible settings. All I care about is my frames good. Whoops. If it gets stuttery, I'll turn off screen shake and enemies flash on hit. Actually, I'm gonna leave that off. I really like the flashing. Heavy abilities only. Yeah, I would just leave it off. I never really turn on screen shake. Alright, so I've been waiting a long time for this game. I would say at least 6 years, or whenever it was announced. Of course, on a Wednesday, the upload speed would shit the bed on day 1 of last Epoch release. Alright, let me lower the bitrate. Unfortunate. I might actually have to play offline. Yeah, it's not looking good. Alright, well, we'll do what we can. It might look a little bit laggy. Every single time. I think the other time I tried to stream on like a Thursday or something or a Wednesday, and it just wouldn't because it was laggy, and it had nothing to do with my computer because I restarted my computer, blah blah blah. Even restarted the modem and router. Oh yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna lower the bitrate of the stream to see if it stabilizes. Hopefully, so I'm gonna. It won't be 6,000 bitrate, obviously, which makes the stream looks nicer. So 3,500, I'm gonna cap it there. I'd rather be able to, stream at a lower res or bitrate and be able to stream at all than have like of a higher bitrate. So it is what it is. Today won't be a Battlefield day. We'll find another time for that, obviously. What the? Let me see. Let me figure something out real quick. There it is. All right, we're good. We get you. All right, Rogue. So I do have a legacy character from closed beta. I believe I played during closed beta. I don't remember. Maybe not. But it was somewhere during early access, at least. Like, I think it was placed on Steam, and then when you bought it, you got access to closed beta. So yeah, that's the original character there. I didn't really get that far though, but I already have one created here for online. Now, I won't be playing HC yet. I will be playing HC later. I'm gonna take Criparian's approach to learn about the game before I jump into AC. That's what he did with Diablo 4. He played extensively on standard or just SC softcore. And then he moved on to HC after, once he got a good solid idea of how to play the game. I feel like I should have spent more time playing SC and PoE to learn the core mechanics before I started jumping in HC. That was one of my regrets, I guess. But it's always fun to sort of push or challenge yourself. Okay, hopefully it goes through. I don't know. It looks like the after he's turning down the bitrate of the stream, it's stabilized. So I'll just keep it there for now. Maybe when it is more stable, I'll increase it again. Now we'll work with this. Yeah, today Central, 11 a.m. Central was when the game launched. But they were having some major network issues, and downtime was about 4.5 hours and people were finally able to log in to the online multiplayer. But yeah, that was kind of rough. I remember during the times when League, or not League, but PoE was hard to log into. During, I think, Fall of Oriaf, I remember that. All the big streamers were reading patch notes like a couple days before, or even like the day before, and then, you know, 3.0 drops. Everyone was sitting in queue for like a while. I don't remember, it was like 1 to 2 hours or so, but it was a while. It was hilarious. I mean, yeah, these things always suck, you know, when it comes to like launching a new game, but it's nothing new. It's I've seen that with almost every single game that I've played that just launched last, Lost Ark, and then PoE expansions, and then, I mean, think about any game, right? Even outside of the ARPG genre. But yeah, I'm like, yeah. I mean, obviously, it's new players are coming in. They're gonna have a pretty bad impression because, yeah, they expect a smooth launch. But, you know, I knew, I knew that it was gonna be rough. I mean, I'm glad to see the huge spike of new players coming in. But yeah, you kind of had to like hold your nose a little bit on this one. But yeah, I mean, shit happens, right? And that's gonna knock people's review down just a peg, I would say. Like, if people are coming in and hoping to, um, give it a good first impression, or not give it, but, you know, they're gonna come in and then give the game a review. Obviously, performance and optimization and network, um, whatever network performances, that might hit them with a little, remove 1 star from their 5-star review. So yeah, or at least half a star. So yeah. Um, Personally for me, it blows, but whatever. We're here. I've been following this game for quite some times. I mean, 6 years ago was 2018. I think it was announced way back in 2017, perhaps. I don't remember, but it's been at least 6 years of development. So, um, as one would describe, or as one can see, launch day is always the roughest day. But yeah, 1.0 is the full release of the game. You know, it's not open beta. If it's open beta, it would have been it's 1.0. This is the release. um, yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of, not to justify it, right? Like, if you're gonna do a launch, you gotta make sure that you have your servers ready and you have your um essentially your back end team getting ready to making sure everything goes smooth. But yeah. I mean, it's day one. 11 p.m. 11 a.m. was what? 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours and 50 minutes ago. So yeah, it's looking real rough right now. I do want to jump into online multiplayer because I want to be part of the trade. Obviously. But it's looking like it won't happen. I don't know how Shroud is able to play in groups. Let me see. Let me check out his stream. Yeah, it's rough. I mean, I see him in party, and I see him in game, but I don't see him moving. Like he's sitting at like a doorway. I mean, imagine all the people who are, you know, preparing like for like a solid week, optimizing their builds and putting it, you know, putting together a build, drafting it, testing it, and then posting it, and you know, preparing to hit whatever like 100 on the first week. It's gonna be a little bit of a hamper for everybody. Usually releases like the time where like everyone's like, yes, it's time to it's race time, let's go. But imagine you're like having to wait 7 hours and 50 minutes and still get stuck at queue. Oh man, that's rough. I think later on, once I upgrade my computer, I'm gonna obviously switch it to higher graphics. But for now, I gotta play it on super low. Otherwise, if I play it on the highest graphics, it's gonna affect the I mean, I'm also running OBS in the background too, and it's gonna squeeze my system on top of OBS, which is already like it runs pretty heavy. So I'm gonna have to like make some sacrifices somewhere. So yeah, so I had to lower the graphics in game, and also had to lower the bitrate in OBS. Although me lowering the bitrate in OBS is reverting back to what I have been, you know, using for a long time. So if you ever tune back to some of my older streams, that was the default settings. If it DCs from here, I'm just gonna create a offline character. I mean, at least they offered the ability to play offline, right? That's not bad, right? Yeah, I think I don't remember when last Epoch was available on Steam, but I know I got it on day one, the moment it dropped on Steam, so that I can reserve the character name. I mean, that's how I got that legacy character, to have Cerebrum without any, you know, weird spelling. It's the, you know, the actual full correctly spelled Cerebrum. Just gonna leave that there. Maybe I'll come back to leveling that legacy character, trying to max it up, but for now, you know, just leave it there. Try out the new season, if you will. The online characters and offline characters are completely separate, so that one can't just edit a character back online. This online play unavailable issue doesn't seem to be due to load. Looks like something crashed hard on the connection path. I don't know, spending energy on being this mad is silly. Um, I remember when Diablo 4 was having a rough launch too. I remember that it was a few hours before we actually were able to get in. Although eventually, I think we got in about somewhere like between 2 to 4 hours. Well, it was the same scenario. Patch notes. People were reading patch notes the day before. And then on launch day, everyone was sitting in queue. I think that was season 1, perhaps. Whatever. We'll just play offline. Says restart Steam. Alright, let's do that. Got my clan caster to level 12. Okay, gonna restart Steam. Apparently someone said that there's a patch available. So maybe we will be able to do the online gameplay run. So I personally I don't know too much about Last Epoch. I've only watched a few videos of people's impressions of it. But I didn't watch any like beginner tutorial or how-tos, or at least from what I remember, I didn't thoroughly watch anything like that. Or if I did, I probably completely forgot. It's like all that information went through one ear and out the other, so I didn't really absorb it. But in this last week alone, I avoided watching any build guides, how-tos, or tutorials on how to play Last Epoch, or learn about all the mechanics. The only thing I did watch was the trailer, and I think one of them was a technical overview, and then the third video was the patch video. It was a video about like just some of the patch notes, which was kind of vague. But yeah, it didn't really give out too much info that would, be super advantageous. So my knowledge of this game is pretty limited. So I think everything here is gonna be, it's gonna feel very new. I don't know much about the crafting system, how it works. I only have like a vague idea of what it does, based off what others have been saying, I guess. Alright, so the game is patched on Steam apparently, so yeah. Go ahead and exit out the game, restart Steam. You'll see a patch available. Go ahead and download it and install it. And relaunch. And hopefully you're able to get in. Will I post tutorials and how-tos? I think once I get a good grasp of the game. Unfortunately, I didn't spend a good week ahead of release to learn the game. I was playing other things. All the big ARPG streamers, they they prepared like a week ahead. So in days leading up to this launch, they went through it, played it, learned it, and then posted up videos, build guides, and their top 10 or top 5 builds. So there's a lot of resources already available. Alright, here it is. And connecting. Hopefully we are in. I feel bad for anyone that started at 11 and have been waiting up until now. That's almost 8 hours ago. Or, you know, prepared their day for this. But it is what it is. Rough day's launch for a lot of games. And for me, it's like, you know, when I come back to, say, for example, like in like a couple months from now and I give the game a review, I'm going to be like, looking back at day one, the launch was rough. So that's, yeah, obviously, if we're going to rate the game out of like 10, it's going to take a few points off for, you know, a botched launch day. It's the same thing I would do with like D4 or PoE's new expansion or whatever. You know, obviously it's gonna affect how people perceive the game, especially with people who are completely either new to the franchise. You know, they don't know, they're familiar with ARPGs like Diablo or PoE, but are not familiar with Last Epoch, or even players that are completely new to the genre, people who have never played ARPGs. So yeah, it's gonna affect how, you know, their first impressions. So I'm not gonna give them a pass for that. I'm gonna say, yep, it's gonna knock a few points off for that. But let's see if it plays well. Let's see what happens from there. You know, is it a decent game behind this network issue? Once this gets resolved, then hey, you know, we'll see. We'll see a couple months from now. But if you're like on the fence about whether you want to play the game or not, I would say if you are patient, I would say at least watch the streamers play it for like at least a week or 3 or so. Like if you're already kind of like already leaning on getting it, I would say at least watch the stream for a week. But if you are completely on the fence and may or may not get the game, I would say wait the first month out, and see if the streamers who are there on day one are streaming it or playing it actively after the first month, because the first month is usually the sponsor month. It's the promotion sponsored partnerships. The reason why people or streamers are playing it, you know, every day for a solid couple of weeks is because obviously they're getting sponsored. But once that period is over, once that contract is complete, or that promo period is complete, if they're playing it after that month, that might be a good sign. And if they're playing it after 3 months, that's like, okay, the game is pretty good. But if they're not playing it after the first week, that's a bad sign. That's a real bad sign. So yeah, it's not always going to be the case where like streaming viewership indicates the quality of the game, but it's like it provides a hint as to the quality of the game and whether it is replayability and longevity. So yeah, if you have that level of patience, I would say just watch what the YouTubers are saying, watch what the streamers are saying, get multiple opinions, you know, and then if all is well, then yeah, feel free to try the game. But if after that month it's completely, you know, the viewership drops, then you know that there's not enough interest or longevity there to maintain a healthy player base. So yeah, I think from here we'll have to see. I already got early access, so all of that doesn't really matter for me, but for people who are showing some sort of interest, it does matter to them, because at the end of the day, it's a $35 game, and you know, it's their time and money. Alright. Even after the patch, you still can't get in. Or if you don't have that level of patience, at least hold out on day 1 or day 2 at minimum. Because day 1 or day 2 are always the roughest. We're the test hamsters at that point. So yeah, I play a lot of I've done a lot of alphas, closed betas, open betas, early access, so I'm used to it. Let someone take the hit, and then from there make your decision. I'm finally in. It's the 8th hour of launch, and we're finally in.
I've never been this far from the slums.
Obviously, it's not gonna look as good if you watch Shroud's stream or just I don't know Lyric or something. It looks a lot better graphically. The character models I would say need some work, but the environment looks fine. On the low settings, obviously, it's not gonna look awesome. But for me, as I said, I'm more of someone who appreciates more better, stable frame rates as opposed to better graphics.
We can't let that happen. We need Herot's help.
Right. Combat, from what I remember, it was fine. I mean, it's not like D4 fluid. I think D4 had one of the better combats out there. Aside from, I would say Lost Ark probably had the best. I mean, there's probably other RPG games out there that had really good combat and are like isometric camera. But D4 did it pretty well, minus the whole like energy mechanic thing. Personally, for me, I would say the combat sits in between D4 and PoE, essentially. But I like that there's multiple slash animations. Alright, so inventory. Obviously gonna go for a dagger, although the range is not as good. Okay, so let me do a little bit of keybind tweaking. I always set my tab to my inventory. It's just the way I play. Under gameplay. There it is. I'll worry about stash item filters later. I want to actually know what drops and stuff. Where's my mini map? Alright, open map. Okay, that makes the map or the mini map disappear. I would never use that type of function. Is there an overlay map? Force move. Toggle overlay map is tab. Alright, whatever. Tell the key and then inventory. Where is I? Done. What? So, all right, 11th hour game. When they want to toggle a minimap, it doesn't mean that I want to make it disappear. It means Wait. Okay, never mind. It's fine. It actually it didn't just disappear. It actually is an overlay map. I was like, why would you give me the option to disable the mini map? Like, why would anyone want to do that? Apparently, it removes the mini map, but it turns on the overlay. So we're good. Alright, so I don't remember if the key bindings were already saved from the last time I played, but the left key, I always set it to move only, right key is attack, QWER is whatever you're given for abilities. That's just like the way I play in D4 PoE. It runs on the Unity engine, so it's not Unreal. Would I prefer Unreal? Sure, but then Unreal runs kind of heavy as well. So, I mean, if I had a fairly modern computer, yeah, I would go with the Unreal Engine. But I have a low-end system, so yeah, it works out for me because the Unity runs a little bit more lightly. But there's games out there that look really good. It's just depending on how skilled the designer is. I mean, I kind of got lucky that by the time I logged in, maybe that was like a 45-minute wait or an hour. I'm able to log into multiplayer while everyone that was waiting at 11 o'clock kind of waited for almost 8 hours. So yeah, it kind of sucks for them. I like how it recognizes that I just E as my dash or mobility. Kind of learned that from Lee.
You arrived. Was there a family? It was my mistake. They were cornered, and there were so many. I can handle Ospreys. I told them to stay back, to let me handle it. And they left. What good are we if we can't? Sorry. I just met you and it's been a long road. Are you also here for the peace talks? I am. Name's Grail. Since we're both headed the same direction, why don't we go together? I wonder, which of us will take down more Ospreys? Come, let me watch you fight.
I'm glad that they have voice acting. Wait up, is my camera blocking the inventory? It sure is. If I move it to the left, it'll block the stats. Where are streamers putting their camera? Is it dead smack in the middle? Oh my god, I'm gonna have to do this. Shit, son. I mean, that's gonna block. Well, that's not a good spot. It's blocking like half the screen. Alright, just give me a sec. Alright. All that info is so vital. Like, you'd be missing out. I actually don't know what's the best spot to put this. It'd be kind of asinine to block the abilities. Minimap, perhaps? No, that would be weird. Alright, I think that's the only man. I guess we don't really, it's not like the stats are gonna be often shown on the screen. I think more so that the inventory is gonna be shown a lot more. So I guess once we're end up talking about the stats, then I will move the camera over. Shroud apparently puts it in the middle left. 1 second. Tab. I'll just put it where he puts it. I think his was like somewhere like eye level. Ah, whatever. I'll just put it up here. Okay, out there. Here, there makes sense. All right, cool. Let's move on. Okay. I heard that you can respec in this game, which is nice.
Smoke.
I don't have a build guide set up, so it's gonna be a little bit not a little bit, it's gonna be fairly undevised. Maybe on my second character I'll follow a build guide, but I just wanna play the game. Alright, code's the standard currency. That's always nice. I do have some points here. Alright, gain passive points by leveling up, completing quests, advancing your passive tree. Your passive trees will unlock new skills and passive mastery classes. Initially, you may only place points in your base class tree. You will have the opportunity to choose a mastery class during your adventure. Once you choose a mastery class, you will gain access to the left section of each mastery and the right section of your chosen mastery. You may only select one mastery per character. Alright. Poison resistance. Steady hands, dexterity and health. Attack speed. Your melee, throwing, and bow attacks have increased attack speed and deal additional physical damage. I'm not exactly sure how heavy they are on the resistance in this game, though. Every third melee, throwing or bow attack deals increased damage. Disembowel. Every third non-channeling melee throwing attack or bow attack also inflicts bleed. Alright, so this is just like, essentially a legit passive. You can dual wield melee weapons by equipping a sword or dagger in your offhand. You take more damage while dual wielding. Multiplicative with other modifiers. You take less damage. While moving. Multiplicative with Dodge rating, poison resistance. You gain additional health and recovery when you're receiving glancing blow. Oof, I don't know. Requires 5 points in rogue base passives. Yeah, I don't know whether to dodge or to max out my resistance. Hey, but if you want to start day 1 with following a belt guide, that's perfectly fine. Those questions will be answered for you.
Destruction. And for what?
Ooh, I got a potion. What did I unlock? Wait, what? Skill system introduction. Viewing augment trees. Click on a skill. Use a new skill. Click on the action bar slot to access the skill selection panel. Specializing in skills. You can specialize in up to 5 skills by clicking an unlock specialization slot located above, which unlock as you level up. Specializing in a skill will allow you to gain skill points for that skill by earning experience, which you can use to empower and augment it. Spinning points in the Blade Dancer passive tree. Okay. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it's a little bit too early to commit to a specific skill. Then again, as I said, they have respecking, so if you made the wrong choice or the choice that you didn't like, you can always respec.
Where'd you learn to fight?
As to what you can respec, I'm not sure. Like, is respec limited to the passive skill tree, or is it limited, or you know, you can do it for both the skill tree and the passive tree? I do like that it's insta cast on the mobility. What's H do? Oh. Alright, H is social. Whatever. Chat's chat.
Before it reaches town.
Probably want to get out of there.
Well done. We're almost there. I'll see you ahead.
The Keepers have proven difficult to track, but my observations revealed the truth. Their camps are neither chosen nor abandoned on a whim. There's a pattern to how they scurry. I instructed my soldiers to investigate the abandoned camps. Invariably, they're near shrines devoted to the eldest of gods. Each one was as empty as the last, save for meager signs of the Keeper's presence. They're not guarding the ruins. They're traveling between them, over and over. They must be moving with them. It'll be as simple as burning these vermin to ash. Raya wills it.
All right. Yep. Wait up. Is it me or is it the terrain is disabled on my mini map or my overlay map? Oh, it was zoomed in. I was like, why is it invisible?
Leaders waiting up at the shrine. The Keepers have done well. This place isn't too different from home. A group tied closely with our goddess, Etera. They've been indebted to her. But why, we do not know. Even their name is... Well, what do they keep? Do they adhere to another god or just her? It's these mysteries that interest the Osprix. Whatever secrets the Keepers hold, I'm sure Raya wants them. Now, we speak to the Keeper Council. Speaking of, I must head there now. Feel free to look around. I'll see you shortly.
Herots offered protection. More than protection. An alliance. But the truth is, we know little about him or his people. Why should the council trust him? Prospect 1. He's one of the gods. Etera made him just as she made us Keepers and gave him a role by her side. He's the guardian of his people, and he does his job well. Prospect 2. He cares for his people. Like the goddess herself, he extends his heart to all who need support. He forms alliances, wanting to stand united. Meanwhile, Raya wishes to tear this world asunder. Prospect 3. His people are warriors. Haerborian fighters put ours to shame. We fight because it is necessary while they relish in it. I'll take on being behind their blade any day. Thus, I propose we accept this alliance. It is not in our nature, but we Keepers have a sacred duty to uphold. Without Heorot's help, our efforts might prove fruitless.
Speak with Keeper Luna in a Keeper's camp. What does this button do? Okay. Is there a way to zoom in and out of the minimap by chance? Oh well. It's gonna make it just zoomed all the way out. Whoa. Yeah, the map is pretty big. You can select between different time periods. That's interesting. Alright, we'll just follow where the game tells us to go.
Hello, traveler.
Oh, okay, she's the one that lets you respec. I think at some point it's gonna cost gold, which isn't too crazy expensive or anything. Alright, cool. I don't have a whole lot here, but apparently, I think you get up to 100 and something, like 100 and what is it, 150 or so? Stash tabs? Because the game is not free, right? It's 35 bucks, so PoE is free, so they had to monetize certain things. Here they didn't need to do that. Alright, so how much does these items cost? 18 gold. Rune of Shattering. Oh, that's 2,000. Alright, there's a buyback system. Two potion slots, 3 potion slots. Yeah, I can't do it just now. Alright, let's just sell. Shift and right click to buy or sell. Alright, there it is. Transfer materials. Crafting materials. Apparently I have 350 points. Oh wow, the Ultimate Edition was only 30 bucks altogether. Deluxe Edition, $14.99. Cosmetic items are not available in offline mode. I wonder why that would be. Supporter packs.
Right.
Blessings. What? Fall of the Outcast. Huh. All right. We'll figure what that out. What that is later on, I guess. So that's the armorer. She's busy speaking with. Keeperlina is just up ahead. She's busy speaking with Heberon. Heberine, ambassador about the peace talks. The keepers are in need of aid. We're not strong enough to fight off Raya's forces. The Heberines have been offered an alliance. We need their help, but we do not want to be swept up in a war that's not our own. It's likely too late for now.
Thank you, Sarah.
Why does that remind me of Zaina? With the red hair.
Grail was just telling me of your battle. I am Lena, one of the Keeper's Council. One of 2. There should be more of us here. They're gone. Balthus and I remain, and he's not here. As such, I must ask for your help. Balthus is busy checking on our sacred artifacts. We're protectors of Atera's history, and right now, they're in danger. Not much, I'm afraid. We'll discuss it after our alliance. You are, and I'm sorry, but this is how it must be. Their secrecy keeps them safe. Even now, the Osprix swarm all of our sacred vaults. I've already asked Grail to check one down in the mountains. There is another up north, where Balthus is. Could you make sure he's safe? There's word of a drake patrolling the skies. Do this, and our alliance is secure. We'll lend our aid to heal Borea's army.
Alright, my first
Sounds like this is
duty.
where we part ways. Good luck out there.
Alright.
Something you need? I don't work for him. I'm his champion. Why? It means I've fought hard and climbed my way to the top. Hierot himself taught me everything I know. Glad you think so. Everything I do, I thank Hierot. He made me what I am.
Good talking to you. What's your name again? Grail. Alright, that's Lena.
Good luck out there.
He kind of reminds me of Braveheart. Well, not really. I don't even know. What does he remind you of? Alright, enter the fortress gardens. What is to the right side of me? Let me see. Oh, what the? Whoops. I went the wrong way. Yeah, the only other experience I have in RPGs is D4 and PoE. That's it. The Fortress Gardens. I just go back and follow the correct way. I didn't play D2 when it was available. Well, when it was remastered, I played a little bit, but not that much at all. Oh, okay. I guess the door leads the same way. Whatever. We'll just follow what the GPS tells us. But yeah. Prior to PoE, which I started playing in 2015. Was it 2015 or was it further than that? It may have been 2014. I don't remember. The game came out or was released on 2013. I had to check my profile. Yeah, the only other ARPG that I played before that was Champions on the PS2, which was kind of like Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, but instead it was like in the universe of EverQuest. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that game franchise, but very old. RPG game. MMORPG? I don't know if it was an MMORPG or is it just a regular single player RPG. But yeah, it took place in the EverQuest world. Porcupines were familiar. Enter the fortress walls. I've unlocked puncture. Oh, that's my new basic attack. I think I might need to get that resist point. I think the combat's it's perfectly fine. Like everything is very reactive. Obviously the character model is not the best. I would say PoE 2 or Diablo 4's character model looks really good. But honestly, it doesn't even bother me. I play on the lower settings. Like if I could play a game and make it look like RuneScape, I'd probably be doing that just so I can get better frames. Like period, there were moments where the resolution was so low and the texture resolution and everything and the character model was just so low because I needed to squeeze out as much frames as I can just to play it. It was a rough time, indeed. Alright, is this the fortress? But it's running fine. I mean, aside from the network issues and the login queue, I'm able to play it just fine. You know, given that I lowered it to super low setting, graphics settings, as you can see. Hey, but consistency is key, in my opinion. Consistent frame rate. I mean, I could uncap it if I wanted to, but I don't think I'll need to really. I just want stability in my game. Yo, what up, Permuda? Welcome from the YouTube side. It does. It reminds me of PoE on closed beta PoE, or even technical alpha. But I mean, it obviously looks better than technical alpha PoE. But yeah, I think it seeks to be the middle ground between PoE and Diablo 4. Oh my lordy. I'm actually getting killed. Oh yeah. Let's get away to my health resets. But the combat is pretty smooth, I would say. It actually feels very reactive, and it feels like a proper hack and slash game. Because I guess you can see like the multiple slash animations, and then when I dash, it's very like instant. I should have really saved my pots. I burned right through them, so now I'm gonna have to like kite this guy. PoE in my I like PoE, and I put like almost 2,500 hours in the game. But the one thing that I could never get over was that it felt very stiff and very it lacked an animation. Like the combat felt very repetitive at times. It's a great game overall, but they needed some love in the animation department. Combat animation. Oh, thank God, there's pots that just appears. What is this? A mace? Let's grab everything. I still think D4's combat was really good, despite the kind of, I don't know if you consider it a flop since it's, you know, only a few months since release, because they released like last year in June 6th, I believe. And do so hot. Holy shit, that leveling saved me. The dash is smooth as long as it's on cooldown. Holy, how did I get in this situation? I was just hoping that a pot just spawns at this point. Yeah, just walk around a little bit. Yeah, I think in my opinion, like the best, I mean, I don't know if Lost Ark, I guess it isn't really an ARPG. It's more like an MMORPG with a top-down view, similar to an ARPG. But Lost Ark had the best, one of the best combats for me. You know, with the same style of camera setup. Over there, they invaded some soul stores. They're building something there. Bless. It just felt really good. I mean, but then it's like East Asian RPGs tend to be like that. Their combat is very like visceral, very fast, flashy, hacky slashy. Overall, in my opinion, the way I like it. But I mean, there's people out there who like sort of like the more Western, like tap target sort of WoW style, if you will, or Diablo style. But yeah, I like the direction that Diablo took. Was that it was both like smooth and quick, and it had a lot of animation or variation, I guess. I didn't think that the monsters in these games, or like at least just the regular minions, would hurt this badly. Like, I've not even playing on hardcore. I should probably put some points in defenses. That would be good. I do want to put double daggers on though. Alright. More health, more dexterity, more attack speed, physical damage, poison resistance, and dodge. I need at least 5 points to be able to unlock this twin blade, so I can dual wield. I think health will come a long way. Two more points. I just hope that one skill has like 2 or 3 randomized skill animation. That will look cool. Me too. Like all the best feeling games that I've played, even like some older games like Guild Wars 2, the basic attack animation had different style of slashes. That way it felt very dynamic. It didn't felt like you're repeating the exact same thing over and over. That's what PoE kind of ran into an issue with, was that you were doing the exact same animation repetitively, and then it kind of made the game feel kind of very stiff and very like weird. But I think in PoE 2 they've overhauled that, which is nice. That was like my only pet peeve, I guess, from that game. Hardware compatibility, it runs really well. Like you can turn the game down to its lowest settings to play. I guess the word is it's very scalable, meaning that if you have a really like toaster-ish system like mine, and you know I'm running this game on the same, I'm running OBS to stream while running this game, and it runs at a consistent frame rate. I capped it to 60 and it hasn't dropped whatsoever. So it's very scalable. It runs really well, even on low-end systems. D4 actually ran pretty well when it could. It just had like some really major network issues, but there were, for a good chunk of the time that I've played it, I was able to play it at good frame rates, at least 60 or so. So if you have something slightly better than a 1050 Ti, which is like low end at this point, you'll be fine. You'll run it very smoothly. Yeah, it actually runs better than D4 too. Network wise, I guess they had the issue with the login queue, but once you get into the game, I haven't experienced any network lag so far. I mean, we'll see once I get into the other zones. I thought this game was gonna be a lot easier starting off, but I'm actually getting my ass handed to me by the mobs, which is fine. I mean, I'm not steamrolling the mobs, so at least I had to play more carefully. Compared to Diablo, which one's lighter? Oh, this game runs lighter, way lighter, because it runs on the Unity engine, which most indie developers use, and most indie developers understand that, you know, there's a lot of people out there who have lower end systems or mid-tier systems. So I feel like the Unity was designed for that, which is why it's kind of like the go-to for indie developers. But yeah, it runs really well. I mean, I played PoE, I played this previously, and then played D4, so I could say that this runs smoother than, or runs better than both of them. And my system is old, so I have the FX. Okay, so CPU AMD FX 8350. That is like, when did it? I think it came out in like 2012 or something. So it's like 12 years old. 1050 Ti came out, I don't remember when, like 2000 and, I want to say, because the 700 series came out in 2013, right? the 780s and 790. I mean, yeah. So 3 years later it would be 2016, 2017. So it's like, yeah, the system is about. I mean, that graphic card I'm using is almost like 8 years old. I'm actually saving up to upgrade my PC this year because PoE 2 closed beta is June 7th. I don't know what the invite. Oops, misclicked. I don't know how their invite works. I think that it's like they select people who've, obviously longtime players or legacy players. It's very like they never announce how the closed beta will work or how the invites will work, but I assume that they take into account people who put a lot of hours to the game or have been playing for years. But I'm super due for an upgrade because once PoE 2 drops, I'm gonna struggle running the game. I know for sure. I'm surprised I even was able to play D4, but ran just fine. But yeah, if you want to see how the game actually looks on high settings, just take a peek at Shroud or Lyric, because their system is like high end. And they have the game on maxed out settings. That's how the game really, truly looks. Yeah, mine's just on the low end. But I think for me, all that matters to me is frame rate, really. That's just me being frugal about the settings. I like that you can kite in here pretty well. I mean, most games do it just fine, but in here it's very noticeable when you sidestep or dodge something. And then like the animation canceling is like really, it's perfect. As soon as the projectile leaves my character, I take a step and then I cancel the remaining animations so that I can continue spamming. Even in like melee combat too, it's really quick.
You're here to help. Protect the sun.
Oh, this is the keeper. Oh, shit's about to happen, and I didn't expect my mastery points. Ah, shit. Oh lordy, oh lordy. I think once I get a good idea of the game, I'm gonna do some hardcore, like good old days of PoE. Lots of rips, but that was a lot of fun. It changes the way you play the game. Yeah, FPS for me is like FPS is probably the biggest priority, especially on like low-end systems, because it's the difference between like that little frame rate skip or lag or whatever you call it. It's the difference between your character living or dying, and especially like in HC, everything matters. Like every frame you can squeeze out. Ah. But yeah, I think since like closed beta or technical alpha, they've vastly improved the games in general, like graphics, audio, combat animations, abilities. So much more different than when during those test phases. Oh, is that it?
It isn't safe. We'll reconvene outside. That should hold them.
That should hold him.
First things first, thank you. The Ospricks grow more troublesome by the day. We've reinforced our walls, supplied our men, and taken out dozens of them. Yet, they're still here, using brute force now. The howling monster circling the vault. Yes. So, I see you lack keeper's robes. I take it Leader sent you. Lovely. While your help has been appreciated, I have everything under control. What do you mean? I'm protecting the Epoch, of course. Here, it's a fortress, meant to keep unruly treasure hunters from locating the shards of the Epoch. Or at least it's supposed to. Did Lena not tell you? Well, tell you what. Let's get out of here first, and then I'll explain more. These peace talks are hard
I agree.
work if you don't know
Gotta
where
escape
the
this
line
area.
is.
Most likely gonna do blade dash here. I'm gonna try to do like a DOT type build. I mean, whether it's poison or bleeding or
Since
both.
the Keeper's form, we've held the same rituals, instructed to keep the Epoch shards separate.
I mean, if we can pull it off without a build guide, that'd be pretty cool. Alright, I mean, this building looks like it's gonna collapse, I guess. Cinder Strike. Yeah, I'm not a I'm not a real big sword and board guy. If I'm gonna do sword and board, it'd probably be like a duelist, you know, the guy with actual defenses, but a rogue with a shield is kind of weird to me too. Like, if I'm gonna be an assassin, I'm gonna go whole assassin, not half assassin. You know what I mean? But yeah, I do like the idea of twin blades. There we go. Maybe I can sell this hammer. It looks pretty good for like starters. Is there anything I can put on that will help me? Probably want to wear this. Dodge rating, the Castro. Unique armor. 46 dodge rating, 5% move speed, 35% chance to gain haste for 1 second on hit. 28% effective haste on you, plus 1 to dexterity skills. Reduction in armor though. Fine with me. I'm curious to see how dodge rating works in this game. Like, I don't know how significant it is. Ruby amulet. That, yeah. Alrighty, let's keep running before this place blows up. My character feels a little bit better with, well, a whole lot better with that unique or legendary. Looks like an obelisk or something. I'd probably get rid of this flask ability. Unless it's a big part of the poison build, maybe. Vitality shard. find the storerooms. Do they have transmogrification like in Diablo 3 in this game? Ooh, that I'm not too sure. I didn't spend too much on Diablo 3. I think I only played like a few hours on the PS3. But if it is what I think it is, where if you like in Diablo 4 where you can transfer cosmetics, I think. If I think that what it is. Cause I know in Diablo 4 you can if you pick up certain items and you dismantle them, then you also gain their aesthetics. Oh, okay, yeah, it's probably what it is. Okay, yeah, it's the cosmetic things. Okay, now I remember. Yeah, Diablo 4, you pretty much pick up an item and then you gain the aesthetics depending on what it is. But in here, I'm not too sure yet, but we'll see. If they do have that, that'd be pretty cool. One can hope. What? That. Kind of want my dagger back on. 23 health. Guess we put that on. Yeah, I mean, if they do, that'd be cool. If you can transmorg so that you can set up your character to look a specific way. I hope they do. We'll find out, I guess. I assume Jade Ring gives dexterity or dodge rating.
Not a good fit.
Ruby amulet. Alright, let's just pick up whatever. Let's just find the storeroom. Okay, so I guess there was nowhere else to go there. Alright, I guess we are at base. Kinda need to dismantle some items.
Who do the keepers adhere to? Our slumbering mother, Eterra? Alone? A goddess they cannot see? They sent no treasure to sea for Lagon? No works of art south to Majasa? Were they in league with Heorot's savages? No. Their alliance seems to be a recent development. How can they claim a greater connection to Eterra than us? We're the servants of Raya, the inheritor of her domain. It is blasphemy. They will burn.
Alright, off we go. This guy's a pretty cool dragonfly pet.
Good.
Was this an ambush? Oh shit. That was Orion and Osprey's general. We've seen them up in their camp, but never like this. It looks like they went towards the highlands where the Ospreys are based, but there's too many. It's no use. I'll handle it. Yo, what? Go back to the camp. I've got this. I got this. Oh, okay. Transmog is free to play friendly because you can flex with acquired items. Yeah, that's pretty cool. At least you know you can edit your aesthetics. You know, from the gear that you picked up.
Might have to drop something.
My bag is kind of packed. Guess I gotta go back to the waypoint. I'm curious as to how they're planning to combat farming bots in this game. I think with their trade system, with the fee and the I forgot what they said about it. I mean, so far I don't think I see any bots running around, as you would think. I know that when I was playing, when I played WoW, when I played Lost Ark, Elder Scrolls, or ESO, even in Guild Wars, they had bots running around. PoE, it's pretty obvious which ones are bots, so it's, you know, obviously it's hard to avoid. But I mean, shoot, I mean, if they figured out a way to minimize it, that's impressive. I'm worried, you know. Highlands are Aspect's territory right now. They just got over, but they should be back by now.
Prayers be with you.
Okay. I'll just put the orange stuff in here for now. I don't know whether to sell him or keep him or what. Transfer materials. Oh, okay, cool. I think here I can just... Is there a way to dismantle stuff in this game? Let's see, is there a forge anywhere? If not, I'll just go sell.
And who are you? Huh.
Alright, it was shift and right click to sell.
Right.
Alright, so return to Keeper's camp and speak with Lena. Search for missing keepers in the Highlands. Where is the Highlands? Alright, that's to my right. Find the storerooms. Okay, that's up there.
Everything okay? Where's Balthus? What? What happened? That must be Orion. If he captured Balthus, he's in danger. An Osprey's general. He's the one leading the hunt for us. What happened to the artifacts Balthus was protecting? That must be what they were after. We have to save Balthus. Get him and the Epoch back. Their camp is not far. I'll have to organize a group. Go after him. Are you sure? I could gather soldiers. Have them come with you. You'll walk into an entire army of us. Stay safe. Stay alive. And bring Balthus back.
I like my character is just like this lone wolf guy. It's like, nah, I don't need an army. I'm going by myself. Alright, to the Highlands. Anytime now, load screen. I guess while that, okay. I guess while it loads, I was gonna edit my passive. I mean, I know in like, just based off PoE, getting life is pretty important. But yeah, I'm not too sure if last Epoch has a high emphasis on getting defenses over, you know, like life and resist and armor or evasion over damage. I guess, I mean, this good thing is just respecking. So, you know, if it doesn't work out, I can always reset it. But that's gonna, I think the more points you put in, the more it's probably gonna cost in gold. So yeah, there's still a sense of like, hey, you have to choose wisely. Did I put any? Oh, what is this? Melee or bow combo with 3 attacks. The first attack also creates a fighter explosion, damaging nearby enemies. Smoke bomb. Umbral blades. Wait, is this like the? Does this override? Oh, it does. Oh. It looks like it does 3 different animations. There's like a crescent slash, slam, and then another slam, I guess. Because you can see like the abilities change every time. Well, at least that's good to know. Reminds me of Guild Wars. I really need to finish. Okay, so I bought the base game for Guild. Wait, is it? No, yeah. Yeah, I bought the base game for Guild Wars and expansion. Like Heart of Thorns and Path of Fire. Never really got to them. Maybe I'll find a time to do that someday. Yeah, so okay, if you see, I'm just tapping right click, right? And if you look at the ability bar, the furthest one to the right, it does 3 different animations, and every animation, or the bar shows 3 different abilities. So one is like a slam AoE, the other one is like a crescent attack, the other one is like an AoE, I guess. Like that one she does like a front flip, and then the other one does like a half slash. That's awesome. Whoops, what did I? Hey, nice sword. I nearly skipped those shards, or nearly forgot to pick them up. I mean, that's a good sign, right? I mean, the devs understood that hey, the game would feel a lot better with multiple melee styles. So, there you go. Holy, he just blinked on me. What the fuck? This is... I don't know, these are like MOAs or ROAs. I'm so used to seeing them tackle me, but... Alright, I'm just gonna only pick up the blue and yellow stuff. The color stuff, I guess. getting dicey. Okay, so for me, coming from someone who likes to play an assassin, they made the leveling experience pretty good. Another game that did it pretty well was the Lost Ark. D4 was fine, but I think what a lot of ARPGs didn't, you know, were kind of, I don't know if it was just like they just, but every time I play any type of assassin in like any type of RPG game, it's always like they lack range, or you know, it was just always hard to level because like you would get mobbed to death because you had to stand within like point blank range. And then you're kind of forced to use a ranged ability or like a bow or something. But in this game, you know, from the moment I create character to getting to the game, it didn't felt like I needed to change my kit just so that I can level. I'm able to just get in there and play it as an assassin. It's like a plus for me. So I don't have to build like a hybrid. But well, they did give me this W thing that gives range right off the bat, so there's that. Yeah, it was, I mean, it was rough, but yeah, seems like it was an older design that's been around for a while. I was just always curious to see how different games do different takes on like assassins. As long as, for me, it's like as long as I can move quick, get in there, do some really high damage, and get out, I'm okay with that. Combat is looking good so far. I haven't rubber banded or anything, that's a bonus, and I also haven't experienced any stutter. But we're still in the tutorial zone, so we'll see once we get to like the more populated areas. I think, yeah, a little bit later on I will edit my filter, but the loot filter. For now, we're just gonna focus on learning the game. I am sort of like playing it a little bit blind, or running through this kind of blind. Second thought, not really the same like I was talking earlier, but it's good though that they have rotating skill in one slot. Classic assassin and their assassins and older RPGs to be like that. Yeah. I think Final Fantasy did it really well with their animation system. Like they're like you're not repetitively doing the same thing. Oh. But it felt like you were actually, you know, comboing or whatever, or rotating your skills. Okay. Sentinel armor. Was that yellow? Damn it. Alright. Take care of this boss real quick. Or a lead mob, I guess, if you will. What else do they got here? umbral blades. That's probably what I'm aiming for. Oh, well, I didn't, I mean, this provides bleed, but I don't, I don't know if I was going to spec into that. Alright, what do we got? You take less damage while moving, multiplicative with other modifiers, and have increased dodge rating. Lethal cadence. Disembowel. Dodge and parry. Agility. Increased damage while dual wielding 4% per point. Increased dodge rating while dual wielding. Sapping strike. That's true. This shuriken is what saved me from getting destroyed. Can I respec if I were to shoot? What is the button to even? Oh, P. I mean, as long as I can respec, like I'm willing to experiment with those abilities. Was it K? I will take a look at them shortly. I have learned nothing from early access. It does pretty good damage, honestly. Oh, Jesus. Alright, we're good. Let's get those health pots. Shards, cool. Tar, Jade Ring. I knew it was an ambush. The mobs respawn once you enter the area. I think it does reset eventually. I'm not sure if it is like a 8-minute timer, but I assume that once I come back here, they're gonna be fresh mobs. This little potion thing is kind of funny.
Might have to drop something.
Okay, find Osprey's war camp. I keep forgetting, like, every time I like play like COD or something, and then I see like the Osprey, I completely forget that it's inspired by a bird. Kind of makes sense why their name is Ospreys, like half bird guys. I mean, I think growing up, my favorite animal was.
Might have to drop something.
It was either the. Wait, is that a dagger? Oh yeah, that's a dagger. it was a tie. It was between a saber-toothed tiger and a peregrine falcon. I know the peregrine falcon is one of the fastest animals in the world, I guess. So yeah. Wait, what the fudge? Okay. Yeah. I mean, I always thought that the saber-tooth tiger was like pretty cool. I mean, if you think about it, they're like giant mole rats with their like big old fangs. Kinda. Not really. Oh. I'm a simple dude. I see yellow, I just put it on, and then we'll figure out the numbers later. I can't wear those, can I? Oh, that's level 15. Alright, let's just dump that one out. That's white gear. We'll sell the rest. Yeah, I mean, if I can respec my points into my ability, I'll just go ahead and spec into them now, just to get that little boost in damage. But me being the dummy that I am, forgot the button. I'll take a look in the menu or the hotkey once I get to the home base or town. Or maybe it just gets worse from here and I'm just going deeper into the story. Alright. I mean, those look like mobs, right? It does. And I like the playstyle. It reminds me of like a snake. Like you kind of have two knives and it's kind of like a fang. H, G, Y, T. Oh no, T is portal. I will figure it out. Alright, time to check the hotkeys. Dungeon abilities, character sheet, skills menu. Oh duh, it's S. Alright, I kind of want to try that. What level am I? Umbral Blades, that's kind of far away. I won't be doing elemental. You said shuriken, right? Oh shit. Oh. Okay, I mean this is a respec button right there. I actually chose it. So yeah. Penetrates enemy physical stats. Blade, throw an additional throw. You have the chance to throw many additional shurikens for each throw. Shurikens are now be thrown at enemies all around you rather than in a corner in front of you. Oh, is this like material knives? Shurikens have a chance to poison enemies. Penetrates enemy physical resistance. Chance to cause enemies to bleed. Shurikens hit still more damage, multiplicative with other modifiers per stack of bleed or poison on the target up to maximum. I do like the idea of poison. We'll go there, and if it doesn't work out, I will go lay down and cry. No, I can respec later. One of my favorite builds in Path of Exile was what you call it. So there's a theory of knives, which essentially is like this, kind of like it's throwing knives, but instead this game does shurikens, but it shoots in a cone. If you got a what's it called, a jewel called Ring of Blades, it turns it into a, rather than a cone, it becomes a full circle. So in this game, it's kind of nice because you get to turn it into the full circle through the tree. So that's nice and convenient. Yeah. And look, the good thing is that this game is only, it's not $70, I guess it's 35. I don't know, like between when they publish a game on Steam for early access or closed beta or whatever, there might have been a few times they went on sale. Who knows, maybe we'll get lucky and they come, you know, they have another sale again. Or you can check GMG, Green Man Gaming, or Humble Bundle. Sometimes they would have discounts there too. But yeah, I like that they set it to 35, which is fair. I mean, yeah, for an indie game that makes sense. 30 for me is like a good price for indie games, I guess. Unless they put like tremendous amounts of like effort into like the production quality. Favorite build is Flicker, if that's what it's called. It just looks cool. I don't care, the meta L. That's kind of me, like, for me, I think every season that the game, you know, or has their challenge leagues or whatever, I just play what I feel like, even if it's out of meta, because PoE makes me feel like I am, you know, being a little bit creative. Like, there's certainly builds that are better than the other, some are better than the other, but the freedom of choice is what matters. And seeing what works and what doesn't. So yeah, I've seen some really cool Flicker Strike builds, and then they have sort of like a cast and critical strike. So every time you flicker to a mob and it crits, it casts an ability, and then it just makes the gameplay really like hilarious. Yeah. Oh yeah. I always recommend people like, hey, if you're on the fence on a game, just watch streamers play for like, you know, a couple weeks, and you'll get a better idea of the game. You know, that way you're well informed of how healthy the game is, or how, you know, whether it has any form of longevity, whatever, or replayability. It's always good to just see other people's perspective before, you know, watch before you buy, I guess. I like to think of it as, hey, the streamers, they're paying good money to QA the game for you. Some of them even gets, you know, obviously gets sponsored or partnered, so maybe they don't even have to pay anything at all. They just get access right away. So yeah, I guess that's my go-to for any game that is like AAA. It's like, hey, the new COD's coming out. I'm just gonna watch Scump play for a couple months, see how it goes. So then later on, I read the Steam reviews, and then the reviews on like Metacritic or whatever. You know, if it's bad, then I just skip it. If it's good, then I will either get it or wait until a sale happens.
Might have to drop something.
It's like, I mean, with the amount of games lately that has flopped in the last like something years, it's always good to just, you know, wait it out a little bit. Honestly, I've seen more AAA or games from AAA studio flop in the last couple years than indie developer games, but I guess then again, there's probably a bunch of indie games that came out and maybe we just haven't heard or seen of them, or they just haven't really got noticed, I guess, or something.
Might have
So it's
to
hard
drop
to really
something.
gauge. Man, that transfer material button is so convenient. I like it. I think in Guild Wars they had that same thing. It's like you had a whole bunch of scrap material, whatever. You just hit one button, it goes straight to your stash, and then you just go back to town, and then all your materials are there for crafting. I wish it came from the WoW background, but I didn't start playing on the computer until 2013. And I guess I didn't really start with WoW, but it might have been might have changed a lot of things actually. Yeah, you probably would be seeing me play some Final Fantasy today or something. I don't know. But I think a large part of my gaming sort of history has been mostly with first-person shooters or third-person shooters, whatever. Like the earliest game I remember playing probably was a Nintendo game. Platformer, Super Mario, probably. Mortal Kombat? I don't know. Or maybe even further than that. The SNES came out before Game Boy, probably. But yeah, I started off way. I wasn't on the Atari or anything. I'm not I'm not that old, but there's people who have. I guess it was SNES, and then it was the Sega Dreamcast, and then PS1, and then PS2, 3, 4, 5. I didn't own any of those. I just played on friends or family's systems, or watched them play, I guess. I think when I was young, I mostly watched people play. But yeah, it was. I think it all started on SNES. You had like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat stuff. Those were like games from like, I don't know if it were those the games from like the golden age of gaming or something like that. But those are really memorable, like influential games, and I'm surprised to see that they're still, you know, making games today, like from Capcom and the guys from Mortal Kombat. Super Mario. Man, I think those were the times when I remember I was watching like SpongeBob and Dragon Ball Z or whatever on the Cartoon Network. And I think at the time, like, the boy bands were pretty popular. I like those pop stars. Because I remember there was like around the time that Mortal Kombat was pretty popular. I think you got like NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears, and all those guys that were popping off in the 90s or early 2000s. The first game I saw was Unreal back when it's not a game engine. Oh yeah, I'm crazy. I mean, that's crazy. Cause yeah, I remember Unreal was actually prior to Unreal Tournament. It was just, you know, or was it originally called Unreal Tournament? But yeah, it was a first person. What'd you call it? Arena shooter. Those were pretty popular back in the day. I mean,
Might have to drop something.
also like Doom and whatever. Yeah, I remember Unreal Tournament.
Drop something.
Such a cool game. I think I played like number 4 or something like that. Hey, got a dexterity amulet. Yeah. Oh, what am I doing? I keep forgetting that the left side is the item that I already have. There we go. Catalyst. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you were that young, it probably was scary and frightening.
Get me out of here.
Doom and everything.
I will be there. The
Yeah, I guess most people that are like,
which
forget that the Unreal Engine started off from, you know, arena shooter.
I must remind myself to. I admit.
Was built for an arena shooter,
The creature. I admit.
but
I have a.
it has such a long legacy.
He's strong and more reliable than half those under my command. Plus, we have both been mad. I must remind myself to find suitable.
Oh,
provisions
return to
for
the
them.
Keeper's camp.
Prey in this area upset a Drake's stomach. Balroth in particular.
Alright, traveling back.
They feed him soldiers.
Where did the times go? Oh, it's still 8:49. Cool. What's the game? What's the earliest game that was like freaked me out? I mean, Mortal Kombat was kind of something else when you're just like super young and fighting, especially the fucking what's his name, the guy with the 6 arms. Was kind of terrifying to see.
Prayers be with you.
I forgot his name.
And who are you?
Or that girl with like the 3 arms or 4 arms, whatever. I mean, there was the centaur guy, and then there was, I think Shiva was the girl with the 4 arms. That was yeah, that freaked me out a little bit. All right, I guess I'll wear that. Do I have? So it seems like I can't mix and match. So for example, if I could put on this silver ring. Oh, I could mix and match. Never mind. I'm sure that the yellow ring is better. Is there a way to salvage items here? I'm trying to figure that out. Maybe later down the line they let you.
Prayers be with you.
And who are you?
Well, I guess I gotta make some space up for my inventory, so we'll have to do away with these. As you can see, the hoarding has been pretty non-stop. Hoarding potential. Well, I guess if I wanted to buy them back, I can just come back later for them. Goro, yeah. Okay, Shiva, yeah. So Shiva's the girl. Goro, 4 arms. Yeah, that's kind of terrifying. Although eventually I got used to it. I remember back then there was also a few other games like Killer Instinct and I forgot Primal. Primal was like a game where you fought as a dinosaur or something.
He's back. He's been
Well, it was very, it's like one of those games where you probably never heard of it because it was obscure, and I mean the fighting
You're back.
genre was dominated by Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, but yeah.
You think going through the motions, keeping the shards hidden. It's all been ritual. You're back now.
And then I remember like there was Quan Chi and then the other guy, the really like pale light skinned guys. Those guys kind of were freaky. I don't know. A little bit freaky. Speak with keep their belters, find the
You're
storerooms.
back.
I mean, eventually I transitioned to, well, just watch my brothers play on the PS1, which was always pretty cool. I mean, I think if I remember, the Medieval series, Crash, Bandicoot, Spiral the Dragon. I think Sly Cooper wasn't around until PS2 days. Sly Cooper, Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, they weren't. I think they weren't around until PS2. I remember Tomb Raider was on the PS1, the first one. I think. Oh yeah, I gotta talk to the guy again. But yeah, those were I guess my where I kind of began from. Some other people like nowadays or people playing on a computer, they probably started off, I don't know, EVE Online, WoW, RuneScape, CS, I guess. I don't know how far back those go. I'm not sure what computer games were there in the 90s. I'm sure RuneScape was available. What else? I think EverQuest was a thing, right? Yeah, I didn't learn about them until later on. Because, I don't think we had a computer, not until when it was like elementary school or something. Like 2000 and 2000 and I want to say 2004 or something, 2005. So, and the only game I ever played on there was like this, like pinball and stuff. Speak with Keeper Baltus. I am speaking.
He's back. He's been quiet since he
You're back. Now we must protect not fully. I have. Well, we are. Do you think going through them? I feel as though. No, I apologize. I only have to. Lena, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to.
There we go. Speak.
This is what's best for us.
Speak with Keeper Baltus. Okay.
With the Epoch's power.
What's going on? Oh, he turned into another player. Who's this? Ragnarok. Oh, Ragnarok. Holy shit, I haven't heard of that in a while. Was that like a Japanese game, right? Ragnarok Online? But yeah, I think a lot of games nowadays are inspired by Ragnarok. And you know, you got your Baldur's Gate and Elder Scroll, right? Ragnarok Online. Oh yeah. Is this this looks kind of like, oh, it's South Korean, okay. Whoops, it wasn't Japanese, it was made in South Korea. Released in Korea in 2002. Wow. Valkyrie Uprising. Guild versus guild, player versus player. Oh, that's cool. Man, I feel like I missed out. Alright, let's go touch the waypoint. I think the first 3D games, like on a computer that I've ever played was, I think it was Ant's Life. Because I remember, like, you would walk around as like a bug. Was it Bug's Life or something?
Farm, but everything looks so different.
I think it was Bug's Life.
Is there anyone here?
Ah. Korean RPG dominate the MMORPG scenes. I'd imagine. I mean, they got it down to like the system. Like building your character, or respecting your character, and then just good combat, and then just a deep system, like a deep character sort of customization system. I don't know. All right, then have a good night. Thank you. Glory. Rangers and elders, cultists. What are you talking? Oh, that's because of the wave where it leeches off of them. My screen was to be off the second I saw you. Oh, look, we got a companion. Cool. Alright, let's see. 2 unspent passives. A decoy? Before exploding, smoke bomb. Blinds enemies and grants you haste while you remain inside it. The smoke bomb grows in size over its duration. Every third melee blah 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 increases damage. Receive a glancing blow when hit. Agility. You have a chance to gain haste for 1 second. On hit and deal increased damage based on your increased move speed. Maybe I should consider those like agility stuff. Minimum skill level increase. Dictates how many skill points your skill starts with when you specialize in them, and how many skill points will be retained when de-leveling a skill. My question is, with these two different abilities, are the skill points shared or independent? I assume it's independent. Smoke bomb. Acid flask. Reducing their armor. Four points unspent. You have a chance to throw many additional shurikens with each throw. Okay. Wait, how many times can I respec? Like, can I just like... Okay. Remove skill point to specialized skill. Specializing remove all skill points and experience from this skill and allow you to specialize in another skill in this place. A new skill will start at your minimum skill level. Remove spend points if you're choosing in each skill tree. Each point removed will reduce the skills level by 1 if above your minimum skill level. Level up does not want to spend these points again. Okay, so if you make a mistake, I guess you're good to just respec. Cool. Toxin. Puncture has a chance to poison on hit. Use puncture with a bow. Scalebane converts bleed chance from all sources to poison chance. Sealed fate. Every 10 seconds, your next puncture immobilizes enemies on hit, causing them to be unable to move for 1 second. Puncture hits deal more damage against slow and immobilized targets. Every 4 seconds, your first few direct uses of puncture are rapid strikes, which have increased attack speed. Shadow dagger on hit. Above the ground's bleed chance and stacks up 3 times. Each stack falls off after 3 seconds of not attacking. You can have more maximum stacks. Every third puncture deals more damage, multiplicative in a larger area. Instead of applying bleed, the greater puncture consumes all stacks of bleed on target, causing them to deal more damage immediately and restoring health per stack consumed. Black arrow. These are really interesting interactions. Restores mana. Where's the one that turns Scalebane? Kinda wanna try this rapid strike too. Let's just go. Puncture does more damage. Guess we have no other choice but to go down. Every 4 seconds, your first few direct uses of puncture are rapid strikes, which have increased attack speed. Puncture can be charged up, causing puncture with a melee weapon to deal damage in a large area and cause puncture with a bow. Penumbral ambush. Use puncture causes several mirages to briefly appear. Okay, we'll get to that poison first. Alright, let's go. Whoa, what the? Interesting interaction. Although it has a fairly long sort of cooldown on my mana. That's why I always tell people, like, if you're new to a game, just go in blind, because I think it's more funner to learn as you go, and then, you know, maybe on your second character, you know, if you really want to go further, you can follow a build guide. But first character, I would say just have fun,
Terra watch over you.
because it's more intriguing for me to, you know, just learn it. I guess it's really how you want to approach a game.
Terra watch over you. Gods.
Who are you? What?
Like, for example, I think like Lost Ark is one of those games where a build guy carries a little bit more weight, because eventually once you get to like raids and you raid with other players and you have to, you know, obviously build correctly and know how to play the boss mechanics correctly, that's kind of where you want to pull out the max roll GG, and, you know, otherwise you get flamed because people can see your gear and your build, and if you're, you know, whether you're doing the mechanics correctly. So the game's a little bit more brutal. But obviously that's like late game stuff or end game stuff. So I think on the first run, it's just like your trial run. Oh, right now it's just loading. Yeah, I mean, that's the same way I'm gonna like PoE 2. I know that there's gonna be a lot of content creators out there doing like the first week before the game releases is them preparing material, and, you know, well, they're playing the game and then they spend like the last few days putting up like build guides and tutorials and how-tos and tips and tricks. But you have multiple ways to approach games like these, right? You can either follow the tutorial and those guides, or you can just go in there blind. You know, I think it's just like your user preference at that point.
Gods be with you.
But yeah, I think most people will usually go in blind and just, you know, learn from there, and then eventually once they hit like a damage wall or a defensive wall, then that's when they're like, okay, I gotta start following this guide. So yeah. I just say just play how you like.
Minimus, run, you stupid one. Save me.
Yeah, but there's certain games out there are more or less punishing than others when it comes to like new players. Like this one's a little bit more friendly because of the ability to just respect. So even if you make mistakes, it gives you the ability to undo them. Kind of nice. Whereas in PoE, goddamn, you gotta. Only real way to respec is to try and get regret orbs, which is not exactly cheap for new players. Well, I guess I'm an Ethereal EK Nova build. Once again, Ethereal Knives Nova. Nova just means that, you know, your projectiles shoot in all directions from your character. Wait. I don't know what I just did, but my character now burns a crap ton of mana. But there's a whole lot more damage. What's this? Reflective shrine?
Yes. Try
Gods
not
be
to
with
hurt
you.
yourself.
Stay safe.
Oh yeah, I wasn't even paying attention to the mission. Head north east towards console chambers. Captain's ring? Stun avoidance. Wait, does this game run as using the Havoc engine or the physics engine? 'Cause it has some sort of like physics engine when it comes to like destruction. I could go negative on my mana. That's interesting. Or is that like energy? I just carry like this thing. I probably wouldn't want to bring with me because it takes up so much inventory space. I probably won't keep the pot. Just go for like a more just a passive or something, or an aura. Wait, it does offer vulnerability though. Oh. Will I play HC? I mean, yeah. Once I get this character to max level.
Farewell. Where are you going?
Just came back from the Bahamas. Dude, how was it?
Farewell. Where are
I've
you
never
going?
gone to anything like Cancun, Bahamas, Caribbeans, or anything.
Farewell.
Just never had the income for that. But I mean, it must be amazing. You know what islands I would want to go to? The Galapagos. I think it's kind of near Ecuador, right? Or am I mixing my geography? Galapagos Islands. I just want to see what they got there. I always watch like the Discovery Channel or whatever, or the Nature Channel, and they always talk about that island. Oh. I gotta say that this game has a slight edge over, not a slight, but it's better. The combat feels much better than PoE combat. I did just say it. Now PoE 2 is a different story. from what I've seen with PoE 2, it looks more like Dark Souls esque, which I'm excited to try. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to PoE's, PoE's 2 combat overhaul. Is this a dagger? Two-handed sword. But yeah, this game is doing really good with the combat. Very, very like fast, very hacky slashy. It's honestly pretty smooth. Is it better than D4's combat? I'd say D4 has a slight better feel to it and better animation, but this one does it pretty well. And as I said, this game falls right in between D4 and PoE. It's like a good middle ground. But yeah, I think it leans a little bit more closer to D4 than it does to PoE combat. Should I put loot filters on? Yeah, of course. But I kind of like looking at the items. I don't know why. It's like going to a museum or something, and you're just like, oh, what does this do? Yeah, I mean, it was kind of unfortunate. People who, people who were waiting since 11 a.m. on launch time, it didn't get fixed until 8 hours later. So you weren't able to really get into multiplayer online until much later in the day. Yeah, that was unfortunate, but I guess at this point, we're here now.
What brings you here?
But those first few hours, they really do matter, especially on like 1.0 release. For successful evacuation.
What brings you here? Terra's grace be with you.
But yeah, they really do matter because I mean, obviously the more dedicated players who are probably familiar with the RPG genre or have played Diablo or PoE were willing to sit around, but people who are completely new would not have waited 8 hours to get back into the game. They probably would have just played something else. So yeah. And those first few hours are like huge for first impressions. Like your first day, if you're running into like an issue of even getting to the game to be able to play it, wait for hours. Yeah, it's gonna be. That's rough. Rough. I think what they could have done to prevent this was they should have done stress tests, which might have been able to gauge how many players were gonna, get online at once. Like with D4, before D4 release on June 6th, they did 3 separate stress tests. And then that one of the final stress tests was called Service Slam, and that's where they really really try to push it, see how many people could get on at once. And it was I guess it's debatable whether it was successful towards launch, but I'm sure that the data was helpful for them, at least. Dodge rating and a chance to receive a glancing blow when hit. Does 35% less damage every 3 melee. Throwing a bow attack does increase damage. Alright. Ricochet. See, I wanted to do more poison damage. Attack speed, pen. Lightning, aerodynamic, travel faster and farther. Shurikens are not thrown in a straight line. They can hit the same target, but you throw half as many. Blade shield lasts longer. What's blade shield? You now summon your shurikens in a shield around you for 3 seconds. This effect does not stack. Interesting. I could make this like a BV build with Blade Vortex. Per shuriken spinning around you. Hey, let's try that. Whoops. Oh, okay. Maybe you do lose points as you undo them. Wait, let's see. Okay, so that makes sense. There's a cost to respecing fully. Good to know. Anyways, yeah, let's go BV. Shurikens have increased attack speed, Phantom Blades. Last longer, increased armor. Flurry. Cancelled by moving. What does this have? Heal on crit. Multi-shot. I wonder if they have anything to make this hit in all angles. Oh, let's just put it back on puncture. Oh, how do I do that? Can I remove this? I don't remember where it went. Rapid strikes. What is this? Puncture has a chance to apply Shadow Dagger. When used with a melee weapon, Puncture has increased range. Shred enemy armor, apply shadow damage. Slow and immobilized. That might be good against bosses, honestly. Stay of execution, charged. Spell of anticipation. Mutilate. Instead of applying bleeding damage to greater puncture, it consumes all stacks of blade on the target, causing them to deal more damage immediately and restoring health per stack. Converts poison chance from all sources to bleed chance. Bleed to poison. Poison to bleed. Perforate. Alright, well, let's just put points into poison as I intended. Huh. Where did that came from? Like, where did their knife came from? I thought it... Oh, the Mirage. That makes sense. Oh, cool. Well, I'll take it. What up, homie? I heard that they have a weather cycle. That's pretty badass. Like, that's one of the few features where nobody cares about. But I'm like, man, I've been asking for the longest. Why can't RPG games out there have a either day-night cycle or a weather cycle? I know there's a few out there that has like day-night, but it's like far and few in between. Few and far in between, I guess. Did I get the saying correctly?
Keep them off me. Only a little longer.
Only a little longer. I most definitely use a lot more mana.
Go on. I'll be right behind you.
What is this? Another dagger? Melee, cold damage, lightning, blind on hit. $14. Wait. This is weird. So I'm hit Control and Alt, right? And as in the tooltip it says mod ranges, so that should only show the numbers. But instead it shows the details of it. But then I hit Alt, it shows the ranges. When on the tooltip it says mod explanations. I think they kind of got that backwards. Anyways, is this any good? Oh, that's way better. On that hand you go. Trash materials. Guess what we're that. Physical damage, physical resistance, bring attack speed 7 and 10. Alright, my current one's better. It's 9:30 already? God damn it. Time flies by. Well, I guess it's a good sign, right? If I feel like time just went by, that means I probably got lost in the game. Whether like I literally got lost and I'm trying to find my way around the map, or I'm just so into the game where I lost track of time, and that's probably the case. So yeah. Alright, just give it a few minutes here to load. Base critical strike chance is always 5% except for damage over time, which cannot crit. Good to know. Hey, look at that. I ordered some sriracha hot sauce. Package is on your way from this company called Underwood Ranch. It's a guy who sourced the original peppers for sriracha. And you could buy directly from their website the original sriracha. So I did. I got it 2-pack. Hopefully that ships sometimes this week. It's probably gonna arrive by like the end of the week or something. Yeah, I think like the new srirachas, it's hard, like if you, most people have probably not had sriracha all their life, but if you grew up in like an Asian household, whether you're like grew up in like a Vietnamese, Chinese, or Korean or Japanese, whatever, I mean everyone's familiar with sriracha, right? Ever since they changed, well, ever since like they made some business changes and some change in leadership, the source or the people who provided them the original peppers changed as well. Ingredient, essentially changed, meaning that the current sriracha of today is different than it was back then. So now it's a little bit more. It's kind of strange. It's very subtle, but I notice it. It tastes closer to bell pepper than it does to like the red jalapenos, right? It's a little bit more sweeter. It's a little bit less acidic, and less spicy. I don't know how. It just has like a little bit sweeter. It's like eating bell pepper. It's still, it still has a little bit of that spice to it, but if you taste the original one, you notice that the new one is less spicy. And they add either a little bit more sugar or just, I don't know, more salt or something. But yeah, I mean if you try Underwood, the one from Underwood directly, it's more spicy. A little bit more acidic. Has a little bit more kick to it, and a little bit more garlicky, tasty. I don't know what the ingredient is for it, but it just tastes closer to what I remember. So yeah, I mean, although it's significantly more expensive. You gotta pay for shipping and stuff like that. And each bottle is like what, like, I don't know. What was a single bottle for me? I get was $23.50 for a 2-pack. So each bottle was about, what, if my maths are correct, $11.25, right? Per bottle. So that's still expensive. So yeah. But if you really are passionate about that and want the original, then yeah, just go on Underwood Ranch's website and buy directly from them. Or you can get it off Amazon too. But man, Amazon, I don't know. Like back then, it was the better between eBay and Amazon. Like if I had to choose between the two, I would have chosen Amazon. But now they're essentially the same, like the same sort of like crazy amount of counterfeit or fake products. So it's like, you got, well, both are kind of had to wade through a pool of just crap, I guess, to try and get to the product that you want. So if you're like buying, like, say for something as simple as like a glass cup, right? You still had to worry about whether you're buying it from a seller that is originating all the way in, like, I don't know, fucking some obscure town in China or something. Because you never know. Like, you don't know if that product is what it's supposed to be. Like, is this product real glass or is it what? Or is it plastic? You know, does it have lead? Is it contaminated? Does it have like weird, foreign chemicals or cancerous chemicals? Just so many things you gotta keep out for. That's why every time I buy off Amazon, I always check the seller, and I always make sure that it comes from a Western source or something. That's not to say that every Chinese product are dangerous. There are legit ones out there, but I'm always very, very careful with where the sellers that I buy from on Amazon. Like, I usually take the time to figure out where the city is, or where it's located, and then I look at the company name and see if they're legit, right? Because that's your money, right? Pretty much want to research before you hit that order button. I've been stuck on this load screen for a little bit. Quite a little bit. But aside from this server loading QA login issue, I think the game is just fine, right? There's still a lot to learn about it. What would I rate it out of 10? I don't know, it's hard to say. I mean, I've only been playing it for 3 hours and 40 minutes. And then if you shave off 40 minutes, because I was waiting in a queue for a little bit, so 3 hours. I would say, or just out of 10, like out of 10. That's a hard one. I'll give it a 7.4 for now. With potential to go up to 80 something or 8.5, right? So in comparison, D4 for me sits at, it's between a 7 and 8, right? I would say it sits at like an 80. Because it's definitely not a 9 or a 10. I'd say it's like a 8.3, right? Endgame is lacking from what I know. So the thing is, I never got to endgame. because I got to level 50 something and just stopped playing. I don't know. I don't know why that is. I couldn't explain it. But yeah, PoE in its current state, because the thing is, it has different seasons and different challenge leagues, so it's hard to really give a rating overall. But I would say it's closer to an 88, 89, right? If you account for all the leagues and everything, maybe it cracks at a 92 in its peak, which was like around the time Oriev launched, I guess. And its best possible leagues is to put it at, puts it at a 91 or something. I don't know which league that would be, but my favorite one was probably not the most popular. It's like, I don't know, Metamorph Abyss or something. But people really liked the last league. What was the last league called? I don't even remember. It's the one with you go into a forest or something and you kill mobs, and then a bunch of souls fly around and influence mobs in the overworld, and then they become more dangerous. But apparently that one retained a larger player base than your most other leagues. So that was this. I don't know if it's already over with, but the most current league is the one that really drew in a lot of players and was able to retain a lot of players. So that puts the game at like a 90 something, 91, 92 or something. But in some of its more worse league, the game sits at like, I don't know, like an 83 or something. But just from an overall standpoint, I would say 88 to 91, or 8.8 to 9.1. D4, I would say, what did I say earlier? 8.4, 8.3. This game, with the way it plays out, minus the network issues, I don't know. Honestly, I'll give it to it for the user friendliness. Combat feels good. Interface is very intuitive. The how do you say, the stat system is very easy to digest. Crafting haven't gone to yet, so we'll start it off with an 84. That's how 84 is good, right? It's not bad at all. I guess the deeper into the game, it might change my view of the game. But wait up, what? Am I in somewhere? But the only reason why I would lower the scores because of, obviously, I mean, yeah, trying to get into the game is already a challenge. But yeah, I mean, once you actually get into the game, it's actually a pretty good game. So I still have a lot to learn. Should I just restart? Okay, I'm just gonna restart. We've been sitting here for a while. No, I'm kind of afraid that if I do restart it, it puts me right back in the queue. But I guess you gotta do what you gotta do. Unsaved game data may be lost. I think that they need to also, maybe into the future, they need to probably update the character models, right? Like, it looks a little bit, it looks like it needs improvement, I guess. Hopefully, I mean, once they get that funding, they'll be able to go back to their character models, and rework it, make it look more badass. But for now, the focus is gameplay and performance, right? So I'm just relaunching now, but I might have to cut it short because it's almost 10 here Central Time. And then we'll pick up again tomorrow. So the idea is for me to sleep at a reasonable time. That way, when I get off of work, I'm not so tired where I have to take a nap or something for like an hour or two. It's, get off work, take a short break, eat something, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and then just jump online after 5. Now let me in. We'll spend the next 13 minutes just trying to get a little bit further. I think that PoE has the edge in terms of music. Diablo's music was pretty good actually, because it went back to the old D2 style, like sort of I don't know how to say it, like sort of Spanish Portuguese style music. PoE has its own flavor of like this like grungy gothic music that I really liked. This one's okay. It's just that it can get tiring at times if you hear it over and over.
I see.
Right.
Gold won't save you. The blade might. We've got some more coin. You know where to find me.
What? Go on then. Bah.
Alright, is there a
You,
salvaging station?
I see. You were brought forward. Elder I have received word. Please, the gods have long left this world.
I've been waiting in loading screen so long that I'm just giving the dialogue. I just need to progress.
May a terror smile upon you. Farewell. Greetings.
Full price. Wait, let me see. Oh, okay, that's for the passive tree. Okay.
Do not dwell on the regrets.
Idol system. Equipping idols. Idols will grant your character bonuses when equipped in the dedicated idol container located here. Okay. Unlocking idle container space. You may unlock additional idle container space by completing main story and side quests. Oh, very nice. I don't think I have access to the auction house just yet. What's this? Gifting? No resonances. Resonances drop when you've played alongside a player for an extended period of time. Using a resonance on an item will enable it to be gifted to that player even if they were not present when the item dropped. Neat. Oh, look. I got another idol here. Increased crit strike chance, 16% cold res, 6 health on kill, necrotic resistance. I guess I could just put this here for now since I can't fit that there. Alright, let's go ahead and sell the rest of these items.
Yes.
I think these are better boots.
Follow
Yeah.
your feet. Yes.
Alright, cool. Chalice of Growth.
Follow your feet.
Alright. I like that as part of like questing and stuff, it tells you where to go.
We have little time. Please.
Which is just like, that's a common thing, but this one is kind of it's a little bit more friendlier. I've seen other games where they kind of just throw you in there and just like, okay, yeah, just fuck off and find your way, find your way. But this one does it better. Give me a week and I will formulate a good score point for this game. Once all the server stuff gets fixed. But I do like the idea of having a marketplace. Obviously the trade system is different. I need to figure out what that is. Apparently they do it differently from what most other games do it. But then even the passive and the skill tree system is also pretty different from other games. Feels like I have a lot of choice on what I want to do, which is kind of nice.
Farewell.
Okay, let's see. Find pattern study. Look for Elder Urza's ledger. It's a library. Let's get in there. Yeah, if you have an SSD, I would say definitely want to install it on SSD. I mean, in most games nowadays, you should probably put it on an SSD. And then just leave the HDD for like large media files, you know, videos, photos, documents, stuff like that. Some of the older games, I guess it doesn't matter too much, so you can just put them on HDD. Like games that are not as heavy. But for me, like games like FPS games, Valorant and stuff, or Battlefield, yeah, needs to be on SSD. This runs smoother, less load time. Oh, lordy. Is Pee-wee like the last game to have mana pots? Oh, Jesus. Walk right into that. Looks like some sort of halves critical strike chance. Why am I picking up blues? Wait. Mana and poison resistance. 32 armor. Let's go. Return to Elder is okay, still loading. I forgot how to access the leaderboard.
I once believed the shards would be with only one shard left. What happened when I tapped into this power? Why did one shard...
I think it does use the Havoc engine, the Havoc physics engine. What's this?
It turns out, I will guard what little of the Epoch I have left. And it turns I offer I will guard what little of the Epoch I have left. And find a way to protect us. This is not the end.
That may pick it up. This guy looks kind of like Malagaro. I still never understood why Diablo 4 refused to put in a overlay map, mini map, or just a map overlay. Weirdest darn thing. Imagine like every time you had to check the map, you had to kind of like do this. That was annoying. That was annoying. So I'm glad that they have this overlay map. It's nice. You can change the transparency, whatever, and change the zoom level. You can move it around with the arrow key, and just sort of like, I don't know. You can put it on the upper left side of your screen. Just leave it there or something if you don't like it, you know, right in front of your face. But the option is there. Yeah. So these are the little things kind of really help. And then just have it reset. I mean, so far I'm enjoying this. If I wasn't enjoying it, I wouldn't be sitting here. Like, I would have been, you know, obviously playing something else, but I'm still playing. It's 10 o'clock. I mean, if time flies by, that's like, yeah, that's... I'm kind of curious how people who have never played an ARPG will feel about it, Last Epoch. That's my question. Cause I'm used to the grind, but I don't know if they are, right? Oh boy. Instead of one Malagar, you have 3. And they have Scorching Ray. The visual indicators in here are pretty good. Like, I can, you know, it gives you enough time to dodge and predict, you know, where to stand or how to move or when to dodge. They did a pretty good job with that. I think if you give this game enough time, and then give them enough time to optimize everything, it probably at the end, like, you know, once it's in its polished state, I would say it probably would sit at like solid like 93 to 94. It has a lot of potential. Ah. I just really like the ability to stutter step and animation cancel and just sort of it's done so well. In a game like League or something, it's really important to be able to sidestep stuff and cancel animation and sort of, you know, be able to kite. Offhand catalyst. Is it like a shield? I don't know. Base attack rate 1.14, 13 melee damage. 14 potential 17. Chance to ignite. Less stats but higher base damage. Okay, so return to Elder. Okay. Head back. I think it wants me to go back here. Travel. I do gotta say though, if D4 was disappointing for you and PoE was too complicated for you, I think this game might be for you. It's not a bad thing either. It's like they do a lot of things right in here, so it's worth giving it a shot.
You elder, I fear you. Please stop him.
And I don't feel too overwhelmed, but the perspectives might be different though. Like if you're coming from PoE, then this game is a lot more simpler. But you're coming from like no ARPG at all. What the heck? Okay.
What? Go on then.
It might be a little bit of a learning curve. If you're coming from Diablo, it's slightly more complicated. Slightly, but not crazy complicated. What is this? 100% critical strike chance if you have not dealt a crit strike recently. 50% less critical strike chance if you have dealt a critical strike recently. 15 health gain on crit. I do like the nice like legendary drops here and there. It's not like you got the whole legendary set already right off the bat, so it's sort of like trickling in. They did a good job with that. Move speed, strength, health regen, lightning res. Increase poison duration, minion poison damage, stun duration. I'm just gonna keep that here. These idols. Alright, poison damage. Melee crit strike chance, increase poison damage. Oh, that's a sword. Never mind. Move down materials. I think we're all set. We could just sell these.
Yes. Follow your feet.
What do we got? Wait. No. What do I always forget? Passive is P, of course. Wait, what was crafting menu? I just saw that. F. I don't think they taught us how to craft yet, though. Oh. I don't think you can. Can you craft? What? Oh shit. I'm not gonna mess around with this, but I'm just seeing what it can do. Using modifier item. Okay, I might have to check that out tomorrow. Reach the precipice. Find the armory. Okay, I think now would probably be a good time to call it, since it's already 10. I'll be on tomorrow, right after work, which ends 5 p.m. Central. So likely I'll be on like 5:30 or 6 or something. There is a lot that I have not yet looked at in this game. I've been only just questing and selling stuff, but
you may find a treasure, my friend.
Oh, there's gambling. What does red mean? Just unidentified, I assume. Is there a knife here? Attack rate. Well, that's kind of pricey. 1050 gold. Oh, there's just more to it. Okay. So far so good. Minus the network issues. Game runs well, plays well. on the highest graphic settings, it probably looks well. I'm playing on the lowest because I need the frames. There's a lot to learn on the skill tree system. I don't know what I want to do yet. I kind of have an idea, but I don't want to. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, I was going this way. Poison. I guess we'll figure it out tomorrow. You know, where we want to go with this build. Second character probably will. Oh, wow! Oh, I could have saw all the hotkey buttons here. If I press this little menu here. Settings, shop, cosmetics, game guide. Game guide. Oh, this is nice. Sort of like their what's the word? Encyclopedia, right? Just got all of this info here built into the game. As I learn it, eventually, once I sort of understand everything, I will try and post out like a tutorial video later on. But I'm just going to this fairly without little to no knowledge at all, really. Like, even navigating the menu, I'm like, oh, so that's where that is. Factions. I don't know if you can join it right away, but I mean, eventually I want to get to the trade side, Merchants Guild, to do some trading. Character stat sheet, looking pretty good. Obviously, if you put my camera here, just more stats, crit chance, multipliers, and all that, stun chance, DOT. I gotta find a way to, you know, I don't know where to position my camera so that you can see all the info there. For now, I'll just leave it there. Character tab, skills, passive, forge, social, ladder. There it is. Normal one player ladder. Oh, they even distinguish it between how many players there are in the party. I don't know why D4 on launch they didn't separate solos from, you know, parties. But looks like wait, are these people already level 100 on day 1? It can't be. Oh, this is beta. Okay. Alright, separates the classes, the amount of players, AC and normal. Alright, so this is filtered by release. Normal one player ladder. Nordy, he's already level 59. Oh, solo ladder. Is Radija playing on... Is he playing on solo? I mean, not solo. Is he playing on AC or normal? Hardcore solo. No entries. One player? Triggs. I'm not familiar with the name. So far so good. Game. I don't know. I mean, if D4 is 83, this game is, I would say, like 83, 84. This game. can be at an 86. PoE 88, 89 with potential to hit the 90s. Well, who knows? We'll see. Give it a few more weeks and I'll have a better idea. Alright, well, I'm gonna call it here, but I'll be on tomorrow. Y'all have a good night. Peace.